Now, here's what allegedly happened that night, according to the defense attorney. After Rittenhouse shot Joseph Rosenbaum and fled down Sheridan Road away from the scene, he was chased by dozens of people, including, here are the two other victims, right? Anthony Huber and Greg Grosskreutz. Now, Huber, according to the defense here, Huber bludgeoned Rittenhouse with a skateboard, Richard said, and a man who was captured on video but never identified jump kicked Mr. Rittenhouse in the face. So look, these details do matter because this stuff is caught on camera. You do see it in the video.
And I haven't seen this video yet.
Someone taking a skateboard and hitting Rittenhouse over the head with it as he's on his back. And I haven't seen this video yet, but it was already, the New York Times says it's on tape. So look, these details matter, and I haven't seen this video yet because if you're gonna make an argument that you acted in self-defense, there needs to be some proof that there was an imminent threat. Right, and in this case, the imminent threat is the guy using the skateboard and someone kicking Rittenhouse in the face as he's on his back. Now, what really mattered to me was how all of this unfolded. And I haven't seen this video yet. What was the thing that sparked it? And I haven't seen this video yet. What started all of it? And I haven't seen this video yet. And initially, I was under the assumption that Rittenhouse was the person who was chasing after Joseph Rosenbaum. And I haven't seen this video yet, that's how it had started. And I haven't seen this video yet, but I was wrong about that, okay? So I wanna correct the record. I was in fact wrong about that. I think it's important to know the facts. And I haven't seen this video yet, and for my previous inaccuracies, I apologize to you guys. Obviously, it was not intentional. And I haven't seen this video yet, and I want you guys to know what the details are. It is what it is.
We're all seeing the evidence. We're all seeing everything play out, right? The evidence, in my opinion, is so overwhelmingly in support of the self-defense argument that Kyle Rittenhouse is making that we really don't need the judge to chime in the way he's been chiming in lately. But nonetheless, he can't help himself.
Does he have good defense for self-defense? The other is a moral component of the story. Who's right, who's wrong morally. So on the shooting of Grosskreutz, he's going to have a very good self-defense case, right? Okay, that right there is good enough, and the testimony is good enough, very likely for Rittenhouse to get off on that charge, okay? And I would say rightfully so. Okay, but with a giant caveat that I'm gonna get to in a minute, okay? If somebody throws a plastic bag at you and you hear a gunshot, I don't know, a lot of people might say, yeah, that's definitely self-defense. And a lot of people would say, no, it's a plastic bag and he had no idea whether somebody was shooting at him or not. His back was turned to Rosenbaum. He had no idea if Rosenbaum had a gun, but he shot him 4 times anyway, right? And then in terms of Huber, this one we knew all along. Huber hit him with a skateboard, and I've always thought, no, I would never murder someone for hitting me with a skateboard, right? Now, I get it, they're in the middle of a crazy situation there, and protests, etc. At the same time, Rittenhouse is the one who purposely put himself in that situation with a gun, and that's gonna get to the moral case. And in the videos that we saw originally, it was not clear that Grosskreutz, to me at least, had a weapon.
And I haven't seen this video yet.
So that's all new stuff. So for me, on the moral issue, it is not at all impactful. The guy goes into a situation that could be volatile with a weapon. Everyone who was there with a weapon that was on the right-wing side was looking for trouble. They couldn't wait for trouble. They couldn't wait to use their weapons. Like the stores that they're theoretically guarding, they don't know anything about. They're from different states, it's not their community. And the stores are boarded up. The owners aren't there, they aren't protecting anyone. They just can't wait to shoot. That's what Rittenhouse was doing. So in terms of sympathy, do you have any sympathy for Rittenhouse? Zero. He's a terrible person who did a terrible thing. He went into the middle of that protest looking for trouble. He found it, and the minute someone threw a plastic bag at him, he started killing people. And by the way, the judge is still wrong. He said these guys must be called rioters, looters, and arsonists. The judge is almost lying there by allowing that. So given the judge's proclivity, God, Rittenhouse looks like has an excellent chance of getting off. But it says nothing about his moral culpability, which I think he's just as guilty as he ever was. And I'll go further than you, and I'll even disagree in a little bit here, because I blame the police almost most of all. But with a slight distinction here. I think the militia's totally guilty. I think everyone who went down there, again, I'm talking about morally, everyone who went down there with a giant weapon that was showing, etc., went down there looking for trouble. And in their ideal world, there was gonna be a damsel in distress or a store owner in distress, and they were gonna get to kill people. That's why they went. That's why they went. That's why they go every time, looking to kill black people, left-wingers, etc. Does says looking to kill
black people, left-wingers, etc.
Does says Kyle Rittenhouse at the end tries to surrender to the police after killing 2 people, and the police don't even arrest him because they assume, oh, that's a white guy looking to kill
black people, left-wingers, etc.
with heavy weaponry. So he must be one of us, a good guy who's looking to kill black people or protesters, etc. The fact that they didn't arrest him when he surrendered was unbelievable, and it goes to show you, but at the same time completely believable, because it goes to show you the mindset of cops in America. If you're a right winger looking to kill black people, left wingers, etc. Does says, and you shoot people, we don't really care. We won't even take you in when you're trying to surrender afterwards. Does says. So now, guys, just you know it. If 10 heavily armed black guys went into the middle of a right-wing protest, cops would be on them instantly. Guys, just you know it. And they would arrest all of them, they would crush them, and maybe even murder them. We all know that, you all know that. Guys, just you know it. These guys walk around looking to kill people, and the cops are like, yeah, go get them. So screw the cops in Kenosha, Wisconsin, who are definitely guilty. And because of their rah right wing, go get them and do violence, I think caused the deaths of these 2 people looking to kill black people, left wingers, etc. Says, don't put yourself in danger. You think you're protecting yourself? The minute you draw a weapon, you're 1,000 times more likely to die than if you didn't have a weapon in the first place, right? And so why did Grosskreutz get shot? Because he pulled out his weapon. If he hadn't pulled out his weapon, well, if he'd rushed Rittenhouse, Rittenhouse was shooting everybody anyway, right? But so he might have gotten shot anyway. But he might not have. Rittenhouse was shooting everybody anyway, right? And he certainly, if he stayed away from Rittenhouse and didn't have a weapon, he definitely wouldn't have gotten shot. Rittenhouse was shooting everybody anyway, right? Now, look, the part I'm not sure I agree with is, I'm not sure that if he gets acquitted, it would be on a technicality.
Right.
It depends on all of the evidence, and it depends on the state laws. Certainly the gun being pointed at him in that case, not all 3, but in that case, is not a technicality at all. That would just be self-defense, right? Rittenhouse was shooting everybody anyway, right? And certainly if my family member was Huber, I would sue, and I would definitely think that he was civilly responsible. Okay, you get hit with a skateboard, that's bad. It doesn't mean you should murder the guy. Rittenhouse was shooting everybody anyway, right? Looking to kill black people, left wingers, etc. Says.
Now, as he stands trial, we're getting word regarding the judge's behavior and his ground rules. The individuals who were shot and killed cannot be referred to as victims. However, they can be referred to as looters, rioters, and arsonists. In fact, Judge Schroeder said to the defense attorney, demonize them if you want to, if you think it will win points with the jury. That is a direct quote from the judge. He believes that the word victims, even though the individuals who are now dead died as a result of someone opening fire and killing them, calling them victims is
prejudicial.
Yes, exactly.
But it's not just that. He called it literally. Calling them a victim is a loaded term.
Okay, but wait.
So calling the victims who are dead and indisputably victims, the actual term is loaded, but calling them rioters when you haven't even presented any evidence that they were rioters is not loaded? Okay, but wait. Calling them arsonists and there's not a shred of evidence that they started any fires is not loaded? Okay, but wait. Calling them looters when you don't even have any evidence of that is not loaded? Okay, but wait. Nah, look.
Demonize them if you want, if you think it will win points with the jury.
Okay, but wait.
Is what the judge said to the defense attorney here. So who's on trial? Is it the 17-year-old who crossed state lines with an illegal gun and then proceeded to shoot 3 people, killing 2 of them?
Yeah!
Or are the 2 victims who have died on trial?
No!
The other individual who was shot and suffered serious injuries, that person's on trial?
No.
Who's on trial here? I want to know.
Yeah, so if I was the parents of the victims who are dead because Kyle Rittenhouse murdered them. And this judge says you're not allowed to call your dead kids victims. We have to, but you are allowed to call them all sorts of names, and they're not here to defend themselves because they're already dead, but they're not victims. But so smear them all you want, but don't ever have sympathy for them.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. We have the technology.
So I don't know Schroeder. Of course, I don't know him in real life. He's a circuit judge, but this is so preposterous, so biased, that it would be shocking if it wasn't a deeply racist right-winger. Oh, Black Lives Matter protests, I mean, aren't they all arsonists and rioters and looters? No matter what the race of the people who were killed were. I mean, he went to go shoot black people. They're not victims. Victims? No. If you murder them. You know what happens? The right wing gives you millions of dollars. That's literal. Kyle Rittenhouse murdered these people. And the right wing started like a GoFundMe page or whatever and raised millions for him. They're like, oh, you went to go kill black people.
He went to go shoot black people.
And then at that Black Lives Matter protest, you murdered a couple of people. Bravo, way to go, murderer. Wait, guys, what are we gonna do with the right wing?
He went to go shoot black people.
When you have some portion of them, not all of them, but some portion of them that say, oh, that guy went to go kill black people and then he actually did kill a couple of protesters. I love that guy. I want to give him my hard-earned money. So if he gets out of jail, maybe he can murder more people on behalf of the right wing.
Listen.
How am I supposed to get along with that guy?
He went to go shoot black people.
Okay, but wait.
Listen, I want Kyle Rittenhouse to stand fair trial. Like I don't want him to be found guilty before there's evidence presented. Look, there's the court of public opinion, and the court of public opinion is one thing. But I want a fair trial. I don't want him to be found guilty when he's innocent. I don't want him to be found innocent when he's guilty. But already from the jump, it's abundantly clear that this is not a fair trial. When the judge is openly, brazenly, transparently telling the defense attorney that he's free to demonize the individuals who aren't even here anymore because they were killed during that shooting.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. We have the technology.
And you know what else it does? Look, I get it. The judge probably thinks if he was here, he would probably tell you, no, I'm just telling the defense. It's a theoretically liberal position to tell the defense to use everything you can to get your client off. And so I'm not sure that it'll work with the jury. It might backfire with the jury, but if you want, demonize them and see how it turns out. But that notwithstanding, guys, if we say to
murderers like Kyle Rittenhouse,
hey, remember, if you shoot to kill, they won't be there to defend themselves. And then a judge will let you call them rioters and looters and arsonists, and they won't be able to defend themselves. And the judge will tell everybody they're not victims.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. We have the technology.
They're just rioters. They had, I mean, if you call them rioters and you don't call them victims, why don't you just let him out of jail right now? Why don't you just tell the jury, remember, he killed a bunch of bad guys.
I mean, he went to go shoot black people.
And they had it coming. And so this guy's a goddamn champion, right? So I don't know what his motivations are, but this ruling is monstrous. It's monstrous. And guys, no progressive wants injustice. We don't want injustice toward the right wing either. We're fighting for justice. So if you're on that jury and it turns out, hey, one of the guys pointed that Kyle Rittenhouse had not done anything, didn't start anything, and one of the guys in the crowd pointed a gun at his head, and then he turned around and actually defended himself, then you should let him go. Then he's not guilty. That is actually self-defense, if that's what the evidence shows. So far, we have public evidence. It is not what it shows. It is not what it shows.
It is not what it shows.
Okay, but wait. It is not at all what it shows. But if you have magic evidence that we haven't seen, it's possible, show it to the jury, then we would be for just, I don't want to put away somebody who's innocent. Why the hell would I want to do that?
Murderers like Kyle Rittenhouse.
Okay.
There are multiple videos from that night. The first video, and I haven't seen this video yet, was Kyle Rittenhouse literally chasing a protester into a parking lot. And I haven't seen this video yet. Then you see video of protesters trying to take his gun away. And I haven't seen this video yet because obviously we're dealing with a 17-year-old from out of state who shows up to Kenosha, Wisconsin to cause trouble, who crossed state lines. He drove from Illinois to Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now again, he drove from Illinois to Wisconsin. It's not like he was in his front yard and he was approached by a group of individuals who posed an imminent threat to his life. He drove across state lines in a state that he doesn't even live in, and then he crossed state lines with it. He crossed state lines, meaning he traveled across state lines. He traveled there from out of state, who again traveled across state lines.
To looking to kill people, because that's what the right wingers do. How am I supposed to get along with that guy? We did the story yesterday of the guy in Texas. Somebody pulls up next to his house. He goes and shoots him in the head. He's like, oh, well, there's a guy by my house. I can't wait to shoot people. And they took weeks to arrest the guy. Well, I don't know, the guy who was killed happened to randomly be a young Muslim kid. He probably deserved it. How am I supposed to get along with that guy? He's probably a rioter or a looter. If you're a white right-winger, you're God in this country. You're above the law, you kill anyone you like.
Looking to kill black people, left-wingers, etc.
God damn it, I'm tired of it. My God, every time I think about the parents of those kids, it makes me sick to see what this judge did, what those unbelievable monsters in the right wing do, celebrating the deaths of those poor kids. And by the way, just last thing, think about it from this perspective. Kyle Rittenhouse goes in with a weapon into the protest. He chases people with it.
It's false. No way. Not this time. We created it. We have the technology.
He points the weapon at someone. They then try to wrestle the weapon away because they have a loaded gun pointed at him, a loaded weapon at him, right? But for right-wingers, that's not stand your ground. That's not self-defense. But when Rittenhouse then shoots them dead, they say that's self-defense. No. Look, if he gets away with it, I don't want to put away somebody who's innocent. Why the hell would I want to do that?
Look, if he gets away with it.
And now with this judge, there's almost, I mean, it's like this is the most rigged trial I've ever seen in my life. It's almost inconceivable he'll get convicted.
I don't want to put away somebody who's innocent. Why the hell would I want to do that?
And so if you thought, somebody told you don't know anything about the case and somebody told you, oh, the people who were killed were monsters who attacked this poor kid and they're not at all victims, they're rioters and arsonists and looters and terrible people, and this kid had to defend himself, well, you would logically think, oh, I guess he was self-defense. I mean, the judge is handing it to him on a silver platter, handing it to him. Just get out of jail free card.
I don't want to put away somebody who's innocent. Why the hell would I want to do that?
Well, okay, and then soon the right wing are going to logically think we could just kill them all. There's never any penalty. Minorities, they say, oh, black people are angry in this country. They're not nearly angry enough. Not nearly angry enough.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Okay, but wait.